Hello there, fairy tale lovers. It's me, Scarlet Cole, and I'm here to wrap up yet another season of the Kingdom of Fairytales. This is definitely flying right by, and we only have 2 more characters to introduce you to before our penultimate ending that is going to be happening in December of this year. If you haven't finished out Jakon's season, it ended this Wednesday with God of Storms. We have Jakon and his friends trying to claim back the Emerald Throne from the villain that has invaded the Emerald City. Hopefully you have enjoyed this season so far. I love Emma's writing, and I think she is a fantastic, fantastic writer. So if you haven't had a chance to pick them up, you should definitely go back and do that. But just because Emma's finished doesn't mean that we aren't ready to move on to another fantastic writer, and we are going to be moving on to Laura Greenwood and the story of Kelis. This is a continuation of the story of Snow White and features Kelis, our main character. She's a little bit of a misfit, and I have to say the covers for this season are my absolute favorite out of all of them so far. If you haven't had a chance to take a look, definitely hit the link for the first book in the series, Queen of Reflections, that comes out this Wednesday, in the description box below. I think they're absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait for everybody else to check them out. This story does line up in October, which means we have more of a Halloween kind of vibe. And even though it isn't necessarily Halloween in the books, we do have something called the Fright Festival, which kind of lines up with our traditional Halloweens. So if you were looking for a read that tied in with that seasonal Halloween vibe, this might be exactly what you're looking for. And those 4 books will continue all the way through October, so you can definitely join Kelis at the Fright Festival for all of that Halloween goodness. So make sure you're picking up the start of this incredible story either on Amazon in paperback, or you can read for free in Kindle Unlimited. Before I go though, I did want to ask you guys all a favor out there. As we're getting close to the end of the Kingdom of Fairytales, I'm really hoping that as many readers as possible will be caught up before we get to the 4 final books in the series. So if you're ever wondering if there's anything you can do to help us out in the Kingdom of Fairytales, this would be the ticket. If you have read any of the books in any of the seasons that you enjoyed, please consider leaving a review on Amazon for those books or book that you've read. Reviews are super, super important to authors because it lets people know that you enjoyed the stories. And when people are looking to consider reading them, then they're going to look at these reviews. And the more positive reviews that a book or series has, the better chance that other people are going to be interested and want to pick them up. The more people we have reading the stories, the more momentum we can build for the entire Kingdom of Fairytales. We want this ending to be spectacular, and we want to make sure that as many people who want to be a part of that are reading the stories up to that point and are enjoying that final season. So if you have a chance, please consider leaving a review. It does not have to be anything complicated. You can simply leave a star review, say you liked it, talk about the character you liked. It doesn't have to be paragraphs and paragraphs long if you don't want it to be. However, if you have tons to say, we would love to hear it. So go right ahead. But if there's even just a simple, I really enjoyed this book, I thought it was great, I'm going to read more from this author, that would be so, so helpful for us. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I can't wait to introduce you to yet another author next week when we get into Kelis's season. But before you move on to Kelis's season, make sure you're finishing Jakon's season with God of Storms and then picking up Queen of Reflections when it comes out on Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me, and you guys have a wonderful week.